My name's Chris Gross. I'm a cellist based in New York City. I teach at Lehigh University, and I'm also a teaching artist with the New York Philharmonic. And I freelance and play contemporary music all over New York City and around the world. So happy to be here to talk about the importance of new music for students. As somebody who's been really passionate and involved with that, I'm excited to see these new endeavors taking off. So Cello Solos Today started about 5 years ago. It was a commissioning project to commission 12 new solo pieces by living composers for an intermediate to early advanced level cellist. The idea was to have pieces from a wide variety of styles and backgrounds, also presenting new musical challenges to students, and giving students an early foray into the world of contemporary music. Well, I think there's multifaceted reasons. I think number one, for me, I think there's a really important message in just the idea that classical music is a living art form, and that new pieces, new compositions are being written all the time. And I think it's super important that kids realize that at a young age, that it's not just Haydn, Beethoven, Brahms, but that composers today are still creating new works, and that it's part of an exciting and living tradition. Also, from a diversity standpoint, I think it's important that new music takes a leading role in promoting composers of color, female composers, and contemporary music, and showing that really we can have composers who are not just old European men. I think that's also an important factor. And then, of course, just like from a musical side of things, I think it's really exciting and interesting and fun to hear music that sounds different and new and gives us different musical challenges, different technical challenges, different sounds on the cello. The cello is an amazing instrument in that it can make so many different kinds of sound. And I think it's great when students can experience that from an early age and sort of feel that creative energy. In terms of like the age that students learn new music, I mean, I know for myself, I didn't really become interested and highly involved with contemporary music until I was much older, in college. And I think it's something that I would have loved learning about and experiencing from a younger age. But there is a bit of a technical barrier with a lot of the contemporary cello music that exists already. A lot of it is just frankly very challenging, and so it can present some technical challenges for students who might be interested in it from a musical perspective. So just having the repertoire in the toolbox, I think it gives teachers a lot of flexibility, and it gives them something different to work on, and especially looking for variety in the repertoire. If there is a piece that is sort of technically approachable but also gives you some musical challenges or some musical variety, I think that can be a really helpful and important thing. And again, as far as like seeing that composers are alive and creating new works, that's a message that I think should be communicated from the earliest ages. That we tell our kids that are learning music and learning cello for the first time that, hey, like this is a living art form and you can be a part of it too. I think it's important to support new music now, because when we want to think about what do we want our students to be learning in 50 years, like in 50 years, what do we want the pieces that our students learn to look like? What do we want the quote canon to be? And it's exciting to think that all of us are actually involved with that right now. The pieces that we are making now, we hope will live long and fruitful lives and be played for many, many years. And so I think new music, it's new, but it's also just music. Hopefully it's great music, and hopefully it has a long life. And hopefully, in a generation or two, students can still be playing these pieces and enjoying the great variety that's out there. There's a website. It's called cellosolostoday.org. And there's also a YouTube channel which has some performances and also sort of pedagogical videos about new music, cello technique, learning new music. And so people can check it out on YouTube as well.